Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast with your boy, Big Hulk. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode for some conversation. Talk a little noise about any particular subject that come to my mind from week to week. Let's get to it. Before we get started, man, check this out. I hope what I say, I hope I don't offend nobody. I hope it, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? What I think based on my life experience, based on what I've seen, what I've went through. Not just that. Take what I say with a grain of salt. But I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope that it provoke thought. And I also hope that it provoke change. But if not, no harm, no foul. Because guess what? It's just my perspective. Let's get into it. I want to talk to you today for a few minutes and about uh, relationship slash marriage. And in my opinion, the proper order or structure of it. It's just my opinion. So it ain't law. Just what I think based on, uh, what I've seen, what I've went through personally, the good and the bad, right? So we're gonna talk about it for a few moments. And marriage is it's a beautiful thing. For in my opinion, it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't see it that way because it's a lot of heartache and it's a lot of pain that has been associated with marriage. And I'm gonna tell you why. This may not involve me or you based on our tax bracket. However, we still are included in a part of it on a smaller scale. The number one way to get wealth for women is marriage, right? That's through divorce. You marry an affluent person. That's why you pay attention. A lot of these high level athletes, entertainers, so on and so forth, they'll get married and then a few years later, women filing for divorce. Some quicker, some sooner. I think Birdman and Tony Braxton was together for 20 plus years and they got married and she divorced him in 18 months or something like that, something crazy. And she got a lot. I don't know the numbers, y'all do y'all fact checking. I don't know the exact numbers, but it ain't just her. It's a lot of women that's using marriage to get their bag. I think that's foul. I think that's diabolical. But that's the number one way that women are achieving wealth. That's through marriage via divorce. But some men have done it too. But that's a small, way smaller number than when the women do it. Very, very one-sided when you compare the stats, men versus women, right? But nevertheless, I believe marriage is beautiful. I'm gonna tell you why, based on my opinion. When you can get two people to come together as one and to build something lasting, to build a legacy, to build a lifelong um, dream on a proper foundation, proper structure, that's long lasting, that can stand the test of time. That's a beautiful feat. That's a wonderful task that not many people have done, for whatever reason. It takes a lot for two people to become one. It takes a lot for two people to get into a committed relationship and become one, to build towards a union, a marital union. It ain't easy, especially when you're talking about older individuals like myself, 40s and up. It gets more and more difficult the older you get. But there's a way that I found that I've seen and based on my experiences. And let's be clear, I'm on my second marriage, so I didn't achieve it. I didn't succeed in it. I'm trying it again, and sheesh. But there's a way that works for the people who have achieved the longevity. Um, and it's pretty, and it's you make it work for you. But what I'm gonna talk about is how I've seen the majority of success stories I've seen in marriage, and it goes something like this. You know, boy meet girl. You know, two people meet. You know, they interested in one another. You know, they want to take a chance on forever with each other. Beautiful thing, nothing wrong with that. Um, but when it's time, you know, to create that union and to build that union, you have to have some sort of order, right? You have to have some sort of order. Um, who's doing what, so on and so forth, right? I know traditionally the man's the head. I believe that. That's what I subscribe to. The man is the head. The woman is up under the man, and the children are up under the woman. You know, in that order. That don't mean the woman don't have a say so. That just means that when the final decision has to be made after deliberation, and after husband and wife has talked about whatever needs to be done, the husband makes the final say so. The husband is the visionary for the family, and the wife uh, she makes sure the vision get carried out via her support, via her wisdom, via her nurture. That's my take on it. Um, a man Marriage works best when a man is pursuing his purpose more than he's pursuing his wife. I know that sounds selfish. I know that sounds like uh, out of order. That don't sound right. But hear me out. When a man has a purpose, when a man has a vision, when a man has a goal, when a man is chasing his dream, um, he has to be laser focused on that dream. Now, if the man ain't got no purpose, he just want to be in love. He just want to have a wife, want to build a family, and that's his purpose to take care of. That's a beautiful thing. But same rules apply, but it's just for a different dream, right? But when the man has a dream, say he want to build a business, or say he wants to be a singer, or say he wants to be an actor, whatever the case may be, he want to be an athlete, whatever the case may be, he want to build something. He wants to achieve something great. He has to be dedicated to that dream or to that goal. And usually, when a man is chasing his dream or he's building something, but he wants a wife, he wants that wife um, to be his support system. He wants that wife to help him accomplish his dreams in various ways, whether it be support, whether it be the woman's perspective, whether it be the woman's wisdom, the nurture, whether it be uh, her being the caretaker for him and for the family or whatever. It's um it's not just um that he don't love her, but he needs a foundation, a strong foundation to build on. And a good woman is definitely a strong foundation. When two people come together, these things should be talked about. Because if they're not talked about, it's going to create conflict. Because if you have two individuals, the man and the woman, who are very, very strong, goal oriented people, and you trying to become one, that's going to make for some tough times. If you think about it, just think about it. When you see actors who get married, famous actors who get married, two successful high level people who get married, for whatever reason, they don't stay together long. And just my opinion, I don't know top 1% athletes or top 1% actors or successful people, so I don't know this for a fact. But but from what I've seen, when you have two strong, goal-oriented people who come together as one just based off attraction, for whatever reason, they don't stay together long. There are some outliers and there are some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, they don't stay together long, and it's because that love turns into competition for whatever reason. For whatever reason, um, don't have no time for each other. Everybody's just busy, 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 busy. It takes a special person to deal with a goal-oriented person who can who has that patience, understanding to know that this what um, this is what it takes to be with this type of individual, male or female. Because the goal, they're building something. They're building a legacy. They're building a career. They're building a future, if you will. And it's going to take that sacrifice. And it takes somebody to understand and to have patience, uh, and who just gets it, and who going to be there and hold it down while they're chasing their dream, building their future for the family. And if you don't have that, it's going to make for some tough, tumultuous times in a relationship. And one thing a goal-oriented person is not going to do is let you derail him from chasing his goals and chasing his dreams, his or her. But we're talking about just marriage here for a second. The man is goal, if he's driven to build a future, a bright future for his family, for the present family or future family, he needs a strong foundation. He needs a strong support system from his wife. He needs that woman to uh, handle his affairs while he's out slaying the dragon. He needs the woman to hold down the home front and run the home, manage the home, um, make the decisions that he's not there to make. He needs her to uh, carry out the plan while he's chasing the dream, while he's achieving the dreams and he's achieving the goal. I know in today's time that don't sound very attractive. That don't sound very illustrious. A lot of women ain't with that because they got their own dream, their own goals. And if you're that person and you're in a relationship similar to this, you might want to reconsider marriage because somebody has to be in a support role. Somebody has to be in a support role. And me as a man, when I was chasing my goal, chasing my dream to start my trucking company time ago, um, there was no balance. There was no balance. My first marriage, I probably took 2 vacations in 19 years. And I wasn't that successful at that time. I didn't achieve the success I desired to after my divorce to my first wife. But I was trying and grinding, trying and grinding. And there was some hiccups along the way. But some of the biggest hiccups came from my then wife, who didn't understand that it was no balance. It was no work-life balance when you're trying to achieve something bigger than you that's going to change your life for the extended future. You know, a lot of times we're conditioned. When you're an entrepreneur, there's no guaranteed check every week or every 2 weeks. Ain't no guarantees in that. There's ebbs and flows in life, and there's most definitely ebbs and flows in business, right? You're not gonna get a check every week. The money comes in waves. It comes in lump sums, and you have droughts, longer droughts, when you're trying to build something. So you have a lot of days where if you didn't budget, if you didn't save for a rainy day, slim pickings, and everybody's not able to handle that. Everybody is not able to handle that. But if the foundation is built properly, it can be done. But you have to start in knowing when you start that, hey, it's gonna be some tough times. I'm not gonna be here much. It ain't gonna be a bunch of happy days, meaning we ain't gonna be taking trips and we're not gonna be going on vacation twice a year in the beginning. I need you to hold me down while I go kill that dragon. And it can go vice versa. If the woman is the one with the dream, with the desire, hey, the man might have to play the support role. I don't know. A lot of men don't. I don't know how a lot of men feel about that. But if the woman is the one that's going to bring the bag home, and she's best capable of doing that, meaning she has the education, she has the resource, she has the know-it-all, and she has the wherewithal to go out and do it, then the man has to be the support. He has to play the support role and hold everything down while she go out and kill that dragon, right? I mean, he may have to learn uh, to support duties, man, cooking and cleaning and running the errands and things like that. And that don't make you less of a man. That makes you smart if it's for the greater good. But if you have two individuals who just go to work, got a 9 to 5, got a 401k, then the order is there. But I'm talking about the dream chasers, the people who have a dream, who have a desire to be more than just an employee, who want to build something bigger than themselves, the ones who want to build generational wealth for their family and generations to come after them. That's going to take sacrifice in a relationship. That's going to take immense sacrifice in a relationship. If you look at your favorite athlete, they're not home much. They play 82 games a year. From October to March or April of the following year, they play 82 games a year. They're rarely home. And so they got kids, they got a wife, or they got a girlfriend or whoever, and they got a wife, and they're home taking care of home by themselves. Essentially, you're a single parent. I know as a truck driver, I'm an over-the-road trucker. Every relationship I've been in since I've been doing this, my first wife, uh, a late fiance, now my current wife, I'm not home much. I'm not home much. It takes a special individual to deal with that. I made my first wife essentially a stay-at-home mom. I'm sorry, a single mom. I was gone for weeks at a time, and um, she had to begin to run things on her own. And so she had to create the rules that best suited her and how she ran the home. And that's challenging. But when you chasing something bigger than yourself that's going to produce fruit for an extended period of time, these are the things that you have to deal with, that you're going to have to deal with. But if you're not willing to deal with lonely nights, ladies, if you're not willing to deal with long hours, your man putting in long hours, and then when he get home, he's putting in even more hours before he go to bed, and it's going to be some nights he's not going to be able to cuddle with you. It's going to be some nights where you ain't going to get that deep, right? It's going to be some nights you're not going to get that massage. It's going to be he tired. He gonna eat. He gonna be crazy. He gonna be irritated. It's gonna be some nights like that, right? You have to know what you're signing up for in order to achieve the success that ultimately that you desire. If you are more than a conqueror, ladies, like the Bible says, these are the things you have to accept. You have to deal with. But what you should do, and this is my opinion, learn what your man doing. Get some understanding of what he's doing, and then you can add wisdom to it. Then you can add wisdom to it, and you can add your knowledge to it based on a woman's perspective. That may give him an edge on how to get to success faster. Right? Very, very much so possible. This, the success I achieved in trucking, and my greatest season ever in trucking, I got the wisdom of a woman. I got the wisdom of a woman who didn't want to be in the limelight, who didn't want to be in the spotlight, who didn't want the acclaim. She just wanted the results. So don't think that your words don't matter. You just have to understand that you may not get the praise and public that you may desire. And that's okay as long as you get the results. But if you're willing to understand this and play your position, not saying you can't go out and have a job or whatever like that, but there's success is not balanced. Success is not balanced. There's no balance in success. Work-life balance is for individuals who have a 9 to 5, who get 2 weeks vacation every year, who working for somebody else and making somebody else wealthy. That's work-life balance. But the person who runs the company, there's no work-life balance until he achieves the level of success and now his business is on autopilot. While you building the business, there's no work-life balance. It's all gas, no brakes. When you're achieving success, uh, the Bezos, um, all the top dogs you can think of, top athletes, there's no work-life balance. It looks good for TV, but the family suffers from the absence of the father and the husband in the home because uh, he's achieving his success in building generational wealth for years to come. If he's doing it the right way, right? So you have to know this and have to accept this. And the ones who accept it, the reward is great. And the ones who don't accept it, there's a lot of regret come with that. A lot of regret come with that. But I believe in marriage. I believe marriage is a beautiful thing only if the two people are on the same page. If the two people are not on the same page, it's one of the most miserable places to be. Suffering in silence, um, faking as if you're happy for the public, faking as if you're happy for the community, faking as if you're happy for social media when you're not. That's the most miserable place to be, with somebody who don't understand you, with somebody who you don't understand, with somebody who's your biggest enemy but you love the most. That's the toughest place to be. So when you're dating and you're looking for love, you're looking for long-term love, make sure that he aligns with what you desire, ladies, and she aligns with what you desire, men. Because if they don't, man, don't even pull that trigger. It goes back to red flags, what we talked about last week. Go back to red flag. These are red flags that we ignore. These are red flags that we ignore. Just because she's beautiful, just because he's handsome, just because she's very, very attractive, just because he's fine, we can figure it out. Man, beauty ain't enough. Aesthetics ain't enough. And quite frankly, love ain't enough. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have structure. You got to have logic, order. When you add this to love, that compounds the percentages of your success to be higher and to be greater. But if you're a go-getter and you're a dream chaser, and you got goals that you're going to achieve one way or another, I wouldn't partner with the person who's on that same level, meaning they get that same drive, that same ambition, because it's just going to make for friction. Y'all going to turn into competitors instead of lovers. Y'all not going to build a great union. 9 times out of 10. Could you be that one? Yes, you could, but the chances are of that is not that high. Let me know what you think in the comments. And like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Big Hawk, My Perspective Podcast. Till next week, I love y'all. Peace.